Well, I had one of the bolts shear off here. I went ahead and used a centering bit. That's this guy with the 5/32 inch that the Easy Out calls for. And I went ahead and started drilling it so I could find the center of the bolt without any issue. Then I started removing these. I was told this was probably over torqued, but they were not torqued, which led to this bolt breaking, I believe. This one I have not touched. This one I did. This one I've already touched. Moved without any trouble, so I'm going to go ahead and just put that in there. Now, I should not be able to break this free with minimal effort, and it's already turned. It's just not torqued. So that's 3 that have not been torqued. Let's go with this one. I noticed the heads on them are damaged slightly too. I'm not sure what that's about, like that one especially. This one. So, oh wow, that one, I mean, I was just getting it in there and it's turning. Let's try the last one. Let's see if it's torqued. Nope, just comes right out. So, next time you take your wheel off, it wouldn't hurt you to get a torque wrench. You need to look up the correct torque in the manual or get online and look it up, which is what I'm going to do. Make sure these are torqued so that doesn't happen. And I have a whole new set. I'm going to be replacing all of these when I put this back together. I guess I should also say this is a wheel off of the 2017 CT. And at the time we discovered this was broken, it had, I'd say, somewhere around 8,000 or 9,000 miles on it. How long it had been broken, I know it wasn't broken on the first tire change that we did, which would have been right at 5,000 miles, so I know the bolts were intact there. But sometime between 5,000 and roughly 9,000 miles it broke. Now, as I drilled, I used a small neodymium magnet you can see me holding here right next to the drill bit. You can use pair of needle nose if you want to. I just use my fingers. It collects all the little bits as they come out. Wipe that off with a paper towel. I come back and I clean it up again to make sure all the little bits are out of the hole and out from around it. And I also use a little vacuum to clean it up because I want to make sure I don't drop any metal bits into the bearing stack or leave any laying here. And this just helps pick them up and keep them clean. It's just a trick I learned long ago. You can do it with a regular pin magnet like you'd use for automotive, but I found out these little neodymium magnets are much stronger and do a much better job of collecting the bits. Okay, I got the Easy Out in place. All I've done is given it a quick turn. The bolt has not started to move yet, but I'm about to pull on it for the first time for real. There it goes. These do have blue Loctite on them. I pull them out, it's obvious it's there, so I'll go back with blue Loctite. I will look up the correct torque, and I'm going to double check that torque. Whatever I find in the manual, I'm going to go online and just try to double check, because the manual's not always known to be right. But yeah, it's coming right on out. This is good. I'll take a pair of channel locks to lock this in place, reverse it, and then that will let me back my Easy Out back out. It's out of the wheel now, so we're good to go. And I love this Easy Out set, by the way. It wasn't too terribly expensive. It's got a full range. I always seem to be breaking stuff off. Now, if I break any of these off, yeah. I hope I never break anything that large off. It is made by Irwin, which makes, in my experience, decent but economy tools. And wasn't too terribly expensive, and it does the job. I've used it multiple times, usually in these size ranges down here. And you know, I'm using this one now. And one thing I like about it is it has on the thing itself, it tells you what size drill bit to use. I can't tell you, I've had other easy outs and there's papers that come with it. I lose those, but these are 1/2 inch drive for the smaller ones, and they come right on them and tell you what size drill bit you need to use for the easy out. So I love that about them. So I'm going to clean this up and get this put back together. Well, I got the 6 bolts ready. These are the ones that I took out. One of them is actually showing some deformation. You can see the head. You can't really see it on the video, but the head is kind of rolling it wobbles. So that one was under stress. I also found out this was a bulletin at one point. So I don't know if the bulletin was ever done on this one. All I know is that these were not torqued down. They were far, far too easy to just loosen and take off. And this is the wheel hub here. This is the drive splines. It just connects to it. It's fairly straightforward. And I'm about to bolt that back on. And after I do that, of course, this tire is shot. It needs a new tire. I'm going to do that one and get this loaded back up for the spare on my wife's CT. Okay, I looked it up. The proper torque is 30 Newton meters or 22.1 foot-pounds. I set the torque indicator to 25 Newton meters, tightened it in a star pattern, then I set it to 30 and brought them all up to torque in a star pattern. So it's done and ready to go. Well, that seems like a rather abrupt ending, so I decided to tack on a little bit of riding footage. This is early in the morning on a highway in Tennessee when we were coming back from St. Paul, Minnesota. We actually crossed the ferry over the Mississippi River. We took a ferry into Kentucky, came just into Tennessee, stayed overnight, and then we headed out early the next morning. Looks like this was Highway 22, if you can believe that sign. And just kind of let you watch the footage here. You want to go for a motorcycle ride and pick up a pizza? Oh, okay. So you're just gonna walk off now? Is that what you wanted? You want to go for a motorcycle ride and get a pizza? Is that what you want? Is it? Or would you rather go lick the cat? Okay. You don't want to hurt the cat. You just want to lick it and see what it tastes like, right? Okay. Well, can I finish what I'm doing here first? No? I guess not. Okay, I'll stop. We'll go for a walk. I'll stop and we'll go for a walk. Is that what you want? It's a walk? Okay, I'm stopping.